my son is missing some of his fingers. Yep, that was my mom a few years ago. Now you say to yourself, why did the black guy with the pink shirt on and purple bow tie come out here and just pop some fingers on us like that? Well, first of all, this is all that I have. Number two, I want you to realize that for years, this finger mess was the thing that stopped my success. You see, guys, I remember in the 9th grade, I saw this fine girl in school. And so, guys, you know how we do when we step to a young lady. You gotta have that little swag, you know. Bam! Bam! I was like, excuse me, miss, what's your name? Hello, my name is Kantis. She was like, hold up, wait a minute. What is wrong with your fingers? Ooh, I can't do it. You have the cooties. Ta-ta. I'm gonna do something about this. So I went home, I grabbed some scissors, some needle and thread. Yeah. Today is the last day of these flapping fingers. Yes, sir. So I pulled the scissors, I had glove up, and I was about to cut these flapping fingers off. And as I was about to cut the flapping fingers off, my mom, she busts in the bathroom. Bow. Ooh. Son, what in the world are you doing? I'm like, Mom, fingers off. She said, what? My flapping? Said, huh? I said, Mom, I've got my flapping fingers off because all the people at school talking about me. She said, child, please. Put the scissors down, put the needle and thread down. She said, son, I want you to hear something. Don't you ever forget it. Quit looking at what you don't have and think about all the things you do have. In those words, through high school, through college, through grad school, quit looking at what you don't have and think about all the things you do have. And as I sat there, that first job, I just zoned out. I started thinking about my mess. I started thinking about what I felt like I can't, or I won't, I'll never. Yeah, I started about all of those things, but there I was in the interview and I heard my words, my mom, quit looking at what you don't and think about all of it. I realized that my fingers, that was the thing that played on my psyche. See, you may not have finger mess. You may have low self-esteem mess. You may have financial mess. You may have baby daddy mess. You may have, ooh, we don't like my classroom, my teacher mess. What's the thing that's holding you back? What's the thing that plays on your psyche? What's the thing that tells you, I can't. My family's gonna struggle. I can't, I won't be able to do it. But here's the thing I want you to realize today. That if you're ever going to play your A game in school, if you're ever going to play your A game in life, that you have to get over your mess, right? I don't care what you think. I'm the coolest but with 7.25 fingers. Yes, yes. You know, honestly, nobody is thinking about your mess but you. And for years, my mess was about me. And you know what, young people, it's all today. I want you to think about the things that's holding you back from being your best. You see, I don't believe that you should be the best in life, but I'm encouraging you to be your best. And the only way you can be your best is if you get over your mess.
Hey y'all, hey, it's Spicita here this morning. I am so excited about today. Y'all just don't know. I am being joined by my friend who is a rocket scientist. He's dumb.com. And I'm going to show this video in a second, but you guys don't know. You are the sum of your 5 closest friends. And if that is true, then I should be, wiping my hair, and I should be feeling myself this morning. And I actually walked into the office this morning kind of feeling myself because I feel I am surrounded by some pretty dope and pretty amazing people. And that includes this special guest. I'm going to let his video speak for itself. Y'all already saw the intro. Y'all know that I'm talking about the none other than well sought out motivational speaker, Mr. Kantis Simmons. And look, I got videos for days for this, and we can start it in a minute. But my friend got so much content that y'all gotta see this. And I'm trying to give y'all some time to grab your coffee and be here. I got my coffee, and I've been talking about this all morning. Right after this, we will be speaking to none other than rocket scientist, college success coach, author, bomb.com choir, son to Lily and Jonathan's coming up 7.5 point figures, the bomb.com, Kantis Simmons right after this.
Are an average of the 5 people you hang around. Yeah. So if you're like a C student, the 5 people that are closest to you, you're the average of 5. In college, they say this, your GPA is the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. In life in corporate America, they say this, your salary in life is the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. What am I saying? You're 5. Who's influencing you? Hanging out, who you're hanging out with. That's talking about trash in, trash out. If you always hear negativity, if you always talking trash, if you always talking defeat, you're going to be negative, trashy, and be defeated.
Today I have my friend, Mr. Kantis. Because there's so much in my story, y'all just don't know. But Kantis, tell the people, hey, before I brag about you, some more.
Well, first of all, if we're that close, let me hold $100 or something. You know, let me hold some money.
Friend, just come on over here. I got $100 for you anytime. You
Hey,
no
cool. I need to get a haircut. Yeah, so, Spacita, you know my family, you know my mom, my dad, and a little bit of my upbringing. But I was raised in what you call a middle-class broke family, right? You know about middle-class broke, got a nice house, nice green grass car garage, but you always, right?
That's me.
And that middle-class broke family had 2 amazing, loving parents. But, we would take vacations on the weekend. Why? Because somebody had always been working, right? I'm from Atlanta, from Decatur, where it's greater. And then in my city, for a vacation, if it was a good weekend, you go to Stone Mountain. If another good weekend, we may see Six Flags. If it was a really good weekend, we would get to go to Lenox Mall, right? But my mom and dad, they really pushed me in the area of education. And actually, they met their freshman year in freshman orientation at Albany State University. And so they were dating, eventually got married, eventually decided to lay down and have my big head. And and after my mother birthed me, around about 6 weeks old, she took me to Young World Nursery in Decatur off Candler Road. And she dropped me off Spicy, then she left me there. So I've been in school 25 years school, 5 years of pre-K, 7 years of elementary school, 5 years of high school, 4 years of college, where I got a BS degree at Norfolk State University, 2 years in grad school at Lehigh University, where I got a master's degree in polymer science and engineering, 2 more years at Georgia Tech, where I got another degree in textile and fiber engineering. So 25 years of school. So I'm like a school head. I've seen it all. I've heard it all.
Wait a minute. What you doing? Don't take Kantis. If you started in pre-K, wait a minute. Where is the lie? Okay, because if you started in pre-K, and I know you older than me, how in the heck we get to 25 years?
I just told you 5 years.
It's more than 25.
5 years of pre-K, 7 years of elementary school.
That would make
5
you 30.
years of high school, 4 years of college, 2 years of grad school, and then 2 more years of grad school.
I'm leaving that alone. I'm gonna just leave that alone. Let's move on. Look, let me say in passing, like, hey, why come up some coffee tomorrow? My guest is Kantis Simmons. And like one of my friends called after we posted the announcement that you were coming. And in less hours, say 24 hours, I've had 3 people say, oh my God, Kantis Simmons is going to be on your show. I'm going to be there. And I was like, wow. I'm like, shoot, I need to be like taking advantage of my friends. No, because look, Kantis, you're popular. You are loved by moms and educators. This one woman educator, and she told me to tell you that every morning during the pandemic, she had her students watch you. Okay? Yeah. Your success motivations, you move young people. Wow. I mean, you're amazing. I just want you to know, if I never tell you that, I'm going to tell you before I show up, because you're going to go before me. When I show up at services, I'm going to be like, I gave him his flowers while he was here.
Yeah. Spicy, it's a blessing to, with the power of technology. I'm a nerd at heart. And one of the things that I've learned is that sometimes, parents are doing some amazing work to get their kids to school. Kids are doing their best to, get to school and enjoy school. Teachers are doing their thing where they are getting into the classroom. And I just realized that if I can just, I'm not at the school, I'm not at home, but if I can technology, if I can use my voice, if I can use my message to help people, then I say, you know what, let me just do my job to be able to impact students, teachers, educators in school. Spicy, I get those same messages all the time. People say, hey, we saw your videos playing in our school, or our teacher pulled up your videos and played it for the whole class. I'm thinking, like, what is she teaching if she playing my videos for the whole class? But at the end of the day, like, I'm so blessed. I've had a blessed and amazing life, and it's just an honor to be able to help as many people as possible.
All right, so look, I'm so blessed to have you here. I have some questions for you, friend. And I'm going to stop touching the controls, Laura, because that was me, Kantis, doing all that extra stuff. But look, I have some questions for you, because last week I have my podcast. It's coming out. It's called Wealthy Have It's. Okay? Because I want to help people, entrepreneurs particularly, obtain wealthy habits. I started last week. I spoke with a friend of mine, and she took her son to college. And, when we go to college, we're either going to live in an apartment or live in a dorm. She actually bought a condo and made it feel like a dorm for him, right? Wealthy habit number 1 or number 2. But the wealthy habits that I said, I'm going to call Kantis and see if he can talk about is college-free debt. Before college and after college. I'm like you. I came from a middle class Brooklyn. I grew up in what was considered a very nice neighborhood. Okay. My mama always told me, she said, I don't know how we got in this neighborhood. And she would tell me we're the poorest people in this neighborhood. Okay. And I'd be like, what? Because I was always a very active child, always in school. I did a whole lot. And when I went to college, my mama gave me 1 or 2 messages. And one in particular was, when you go to college, don't you be in nothing, don't you do nothing, and get out in 4 years, because your parents are poor, not with the O-R, poor. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, mama, but I did everything but that. Okay, I pledged as a freshman. I was NPHC president. Well, first I was an AKA. I pledged as AKA, Hey Sorors. Then I was NPHC president. Then I did Gold Key. Then I was student body president. Then I was in Burning Spear. And then I graduated, and I had one of my professors tell me during college, Kantis, and I never told you this story. He told me, maybe accounting is not for you because you are doing too much. Accountants don't do sororities. Accountants don't do student government. What the heck are you doing, little girl? Sit down. I see your posters on campus. Sit down somewhere.
Right.
You know what? I'm not like you, Kantis. I believe while I was in school, C's make degrees, and friendships are more important.
Okay.
Than anything else. And look, I I consider myself successful. I work for the Big Four accounting firm and everything. So I think I turned out all right. But, you know, we alike. These make degrees. That was my saying because I was booked in college. I retired from leadership after college. So y'all might be, what she did? No, I don't even talk about it. I got leadership PSD. I left Tallahassee, Florida. I moved to New York because I didn't want nobody to know my name. Because sometimes you want to go with it. No knows your name. And that's what I did. I moved to New York. I worked for a firm there because if I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. But I will say that I was in debt. Okay. My mom, I got college loans. Unlike you, I didn't have millions of dollars. I don't know if it was millions, but you had a whole lot in scholarships. I didn't have that. I didn't even apply for scholarships. I did get the grant, but I remember, and this is my last story, because I got a lot of stories about college, but the week before I graduated, or the week I graduated, I went out to dinner with my sorority sisters. And I always had this one credit card in college. And so I said, y'all, I got it. Because normally in college, you take this credit card, and before I use it, because, you know, we had sorority parties and stuff like that, and I'd be like, Mama, can I get a new dress? And I would actually call her, and she would say, yeah, you can use your credit card. Well, this time I thought I was close to graduation. I decided to swipe that darn card, Kantis, and it was declined. Okay. And I called myself being a baller shot caller. I was paying for my lunch and they lunch too. And I did not know what to do. So I got up from the table, cell phones was in. And I told you I was middle class broke, right? I had this cell phone that came in a leather case that I could only use for emergencies, right? And this emergency. So I went to my car, called at this restaurant. I ain't got no money. I ain't going, card don't work. She was like, what? I said, Mama, I thought you've been paying my bill. She said, girl, you got good credit. I pay your bill every month, $25. Now, she's been doing this for 4 years, Kantis. I'm maxed out by this time if all she paying is $25. Right. But this is what my mama told me. And this is the book that I should have wrote that I haven't written. It's called College Don't Make You. My mama said, get off on with me. Call the number on the back of the card. Tell them that you're going to be graduating in a few weeks. And tell them how much money you're going to be making, because I was going to be making $30,000. And she said, tell them that, and they're going to increase your credit limit. Got off the phone with Mama Kantis, and the people increased my credit limit. I said, people, can I use it now? Because otherwise I'm going to wash dishes to get up out of here. The people increased my credit limit. I got out of there, but that was my learning lesson that, first of all, college doesn't make you rich. And I don't want my kids to ever have to experience that. So hence this series, College Success with No Debt, before or after college, Fred.
Spicy, as you were sharing that story, like there's probably been a lot of the people that have done that, swipe their card and you got like a traumatic experience, right? You saw them dishes in the pots that you're going to have to wash. But right now in our government and our news, we've heard our president, just released some data, some information about those that were on student loans. And I don't know if people realize just how many people in our country have student loans. So right now, as a collective, it's about $1.75 trillion in student loan debt. $1.75 trillion. As of 2022, there's an estimated 92.8 million Americans who have student loan debt. 92.8 million. So for the people that are listening, maybe you're part of this 92.8. And the crazy thing, Spicy, with the students and the families that I work with, I'm working with families, and now we're getting in a situation where it's becoming generational student loan debt, where the parent and the father, they have student loan debt. Yeah. Now they're sort of cringing because they want their son or their daughter to go to college, but they're fearing sending them to college on student loan debt. Here's my solution. Okay. The number one way to combat student loan debt is to look at all of the resources where you can pay for college with no debt. And that's in the area of scholarships. And I think a lot of times people don't realize that there are resources out there. I tell people this, and I'm sharing with your group, is that this: if you don't have money for college, your number one job should be to look for money for college, right? That should be your number one job. Think about it.
Right.
When you're working a full-time job, you're working a full-time job to get money, to make the world a better place, but you're using that money to take care of your living expenses, houses, mortgage, cars, insurance, food, the likes. And what happens is that I think where we fail sometime in our families, we don't have enough conversations in the household, right? We have families that don't talk to their kids about mortgage, about life insurance, about all these different things, adult conversations. And so as the teenagers grow up, we talk about money for shoes, money for hair, money for going to, to a party or going to the prom. $40, $400. So we having these $40, $400 conversations as teenagers, as parents. But then when it's time to go to college, then all of a sudden we got to have a conversation senior year. Oh, how are we going to come up with $41,000?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
We don't have these conversations, and I love what you're doing, with your podcast and the conversations you're having, because parents and students and households, we need to start having these conversations a lot earlier. I went to Norfolk State, shout out to another HBCU, and you hear this all over campuses, right? The first thing that happens when you're on a college campus, you are approached by somebody. Maybe it's like freshman orientation week. It's a pep rally, something going on. And I remember at Norfolk State, there were people outside passing out flyers and passing out information and doing this. And that was your first approach with getting a credit card.
They say get that t-shirt. But I had a big sister. So I'm the youngest of 5. So my siblings are 8 to 13 years older than me. And my sister, who went to college right before me, she's 8 years older. Now, she did some things that, she helped me. She coached me along. She had some tough love. And so she was like, look, when you get to college, don't you go get them credit cards. And so I was afraid to get the credit cards. Hence, my mama gave me a credit card before. So there's some things, thank you, mama, that my mom, she knew. Right. I didn't come from a wealthy family like most, but I had let me say this. I didn't come from a rich family, but I did come from a wealthy family. Okay. Because wealth is in your mind. It's not in your bank account. And so my mom did more for us than her mom did for her. And I believe that my mom had a wealthy and has a wealthy mindset. We lived in a neighborhood where people were considered wealthy. One thing my mom was, and my sister's brother, that now she didn't know how to get me to get the scholarships, right? But she knew how to help me graduate from college debt free. So I graduated credit debt free. But I will tell you this, Kantis, I was kind of panicked. Because when I graduated from college, some kind of way, I got this statement that said that I owed $26,000 for my college education. And I was only getting out of college making 30 grand. Right. So in my brain, I was like, I had some anxiety, right? I said, well, dang, I'm only making 30 grand when I get out, and I'm already 26 grand in debt. But my mom, and I'm college, I don't have no loans now. I'm not in debt. I don't need that Biden loan. But let me tell you guys this: if you are out there and you are still in debt, there is a Biden forgiveness of $10,000 on student loan debt that just came out, and there's an addition for those there that received the Pell Grant, like I did, right? But we have Kantis here today. Kantis, we're going to break for a second because I want Kantis Kantis is doing something very special. He did it last weekend. He's doing it again this weekend, right? He's helping parents not like we were, but be better than we were, right? Kantis, tell us a little bit about what you're doing Sunday, right?
Yep. So last weekend and this weekend, I have a free workshop, and I'm giving parents some tools and some resources to help them be able to, get on the road of being able to pay the college tuition bill. And one of the things that we don't talk about, and it's like you said something earlier about the rich and the wealthy. And one of the cool things is that there are strategies that the rich use to pay the college tuition bill, even if they have student loan debt. And we don't talk about those strategies, but I'm all about scholarships. I believe, hey, if we can get as much money as we possibly can on the front end, then on the back end, we can be able to handle some things. So I'm all about pushing scholarships, get as much money as you possibly can to offset that. And if you have to take out a student loan, you're not taking out a student loan for the whole 4 years, the whole $200,000. You're now offsetting that with the student loans the scholarships that you're getting. So I'm all about pushing GM plus OM plus YM. That's my formula. That's my framework for paying the big college tuition bill. And we'll be talking about that this week.
Wait a minute, what's GM plus OM plus YM? I just dropped that in the comments. What does GM mean? Good morning. YM mean, I don't know. Come on, kids.
So So I go into more depth on this, but GM stands for the government's money plus other people's money plus your money. Right. So if we can maximize getting the government's money or we can maximize getting other people's money, then we can minimize using our money. Now, within that other people's money, there comes two forms of other people's money. Other people's money that you don't have to pay back, aka scholarships, or i.e. scholarships, and other people's money that you do have to pay back, student loans. Right. So if we can maximize GM, understanding all of this government money through FAFSA. FAFSA is a free application of federal student aid. And then OM, other people's money in the form of scholarships, in the form of grants, in the form of even work study, being able to get all of that. And then the last area, YM, is your money. It's a simple equation, right? And based on the ones that you maximize, they will all contribute to the total sum of the process. And I spent a lot of time focusing on the OM. How do you position yourself to get college scholarships? And one thing I've realized is that a lot of times, some of our people, we just wait to the last minute to do stuff, right? We wait to the last minute to do stuff.
Like me, I didn't think about college scholarships until it was too late. All the money was given out. So when should we start? For like school year next year?
No, it has to be a conversation, Spicy. It's like the same way we got to do a better job of planning and forecasting, right? So, if you're going to have a son or a daughter, hey, there are some expenses that come with it. And I know a lot of times people don't think about the future. Like you have a baby, the baby grow up, get him into school, back to school time, And because we're always in this back to school time, we don't think about college down the year, especially when you go to a free public school or a free charter school or whatever it may be. Then when you get to a paid school, it's like, wait a minute, back to school time. Wait, we need some money. Oh, we got to pay for college. Oh, yeah. And so that's why we got to have these conversations.
Okay, so look, I have this on here. Do I have the link right? How do people get to you this weekend so that we can get the details of how to use GM plus OM plus YM? Because that right there is a nugget. You've said a couple of things, Kantis, that I was just over here just typing. When do we, first of all, before you tell us how we start, because my mind goes at 1,000 miles an hour. You said that, we don't plan and we always thinking, I got I got a kindergartner now, believe it or not, friend, and a second grader. Okay. I'm paying for school. I've done an insurance policy that, we'll talk about later to hopefully that will cover college. Now, I'm planning for them jokers. I don't know if you saw, Sailor hit the golf ball last week because they got scholarships for Black girls. But I don't necessarily want to go the golf scholarship route because she's a little shorty. But I thought Joey could get some scholarship, but they're pretty smart. I think Joey's going to be a engineer because he has very much an engineer brain. But if I'm already paying for school at kindergarten and second grade, what recommendation do you have for me now? And do you start working with kids now? Because I kind of want to send them to you now.
Like there are things that you could be doing to prepare that, right? I think one of the cool things is, number one, getting good grades. I always tell people, nobody wants to buy an ugly truck, right? Nobody wants to invest in an ugly truck. So you want to make sure that your son or your daughter, check this out, Spacita, that they're marketable. The reason I say marketable is because now when it's time for scholarships, when it's time for scholarships, like, you can market yourself, you can position the things that you do and the position the things that you say, so that when it's time to apply, they can say, oh, wow, yeah, I like this person. I love what they have. I love their resume. I love their profile. I love their experiences. You mentioned earlier, all the organizations that you were in college, but we don't talk about the organizations that you should get in before college, the ones that are going to make you marketable, so that schools and organizations and government alumni associations want to invest in you where scholarships are concerned. If I could have, Spacita, I got this really cool birth defect, right? And, I'm just the coolest guy with 7.25, not 7.5. It's a quarter.
Oh, 7.25. You got to coach me more.
Right. But if I wanted to, I could have positioned this to search for scholarships for young men with birth defects, right? I could have used this to get some of that OM. Parents that have kids who are left-handed, you can position that. You can position, hey, I got a son or daughter that's playing golf. Why? If you're playing golf now as a teenager and you're pretty good, you get a scholarship. Now that's going to offset how much money the golf program has to use at the university. And now they can bring on your son or your daughter. Think about it, right? Your son or your daughter playing golf as a teenager. They go to a university that brings them in on scholarship. Think about how much the university is making off of the golf program. Think about how much money the football departments are making off of the football players. So yeah,
and not only in ourselves to football and basketball.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. But not only that. One more time. Yeah, but not only that, it's like, here's the crazy thing. We have scouts who go look for star athletes and star players.
Right.
We don't have scouts go looking for amazing academic students. And so what has to happen now is that we have to go along this search process. And actually, in my Get Scholarship Money boot camp is going to be happening in September. I'm going to be working with families over the next 8 weeks, where we're working every single week. I'm holding their hand. It's a limited number of families. I do this every year, and I walk them through the process step by step. Okay, look for this, do that, so that now we can get scholarship money.
How we do that? Wait a minute. How we get to Get Scholarship Money 2022? Tell me that. How do we get to that? Stop playing with us, Kantis. You know what? I feel like you making us more of you, but you ain't telling us how to get to you.
I'm telling you, go to KantisSimmons.com/scholarship.
Say it again, friend. Say it again.
I'm sorry. KantisSimmons.com/scholarship. KantisSimmons.com/scholarship.
Look, Kantis, you got some of the best marketing ever. I'm going to just tell you. My friend got a landing page for every doggone thing because he's an OG. Okay, I just want you to know you're OG. I remember when you were looking at the covers of your books. That was like in what, 2011, 2012. Bring your A game. Where is it? I am your friend for real. Stop trying to act like we ain't friends.
I don't know this one.
Hey, we done changed that book cover a couple of times.
When I met you, you saw this one, right?
Yeah.
You didn't. This was 2004.
No, I saw that one. No, that's the one I picked.
This was 2004. This was 2000. No, this is 2011.
Yes,
no.
I told you that. It was 2011, Kantis, because I remember when you sent out a message. 2011. I told you that.
Cool, but you didn't see the ones before that. So this book has been out since 2004.
Wow.
That's 2004. This is my new book. Well, it's not new. It's probably new to people. It's called Scholarship Secrets Revealed.
Can we run down your bundle? Is this a bundle? Wait a minute, y'all. He got STEM is everywhere. Scholarship Secrets Revealed. From burnt out to fired up. Come on now. And playing your A game. Your A game. Look, I got a book. Can I say it?
Go ahead.
It's called Life is Tax. Know the rules, play the game, and win. And my second book is called,
like tag?
No, Life is Tax, TAXED.
Tax. Cool.
I'm an accountant. I got to talk about some taxes for y'all. Life is Taxed. Okay. And then my second version of that book, it's not the same book. It's called Wealthy Have It's. It's also the name of my podcast. But I'm trying to follow in your footsteps.
You know, so let me give you some footsteps, right? And this is not dealing with scholarships. If you have a message, push your message, stand up for something, right? Mm-hmm. Stand up for something. I see a lot of people releasing a lot of books. One of my good friends years ago, he said, Kantis, writing a book is easy. He said, marketing a book and getting the book out. He challenged me. He said, hey, go sell 100,000 copies before you choose to write your next book, right? People write books all the time. Amazon got a whole bunch of books on it, right? Yes. But are people taking the time to really push their message and to get it out, really push their message and spread it? And sometimes we jump. And that's why I'm so passionate about this area of scholarships, because the families that I work with, when I see the tears come down their eyes and they can go to school, we had one family, the Randall family out of Virginia, work with them. They did everything I said up until the first day of school. And they got all the money they needed to go to college, right? They got a basketball scholarship. Huh?
We got a question.
Yeah, what's the question?
That you would say that. The question's on the screen. One of our Facebook viewers said, what age should my kids do the scholarship boot camp? So the family that you're talking about, you said that they did everything you said to do from when to when, because we want to be them.
Yeah, so it's a process, right? And the thing about it is, like, if you have a map before you take a trip, it's easier to get there. And a lot of times people don't know which ways to go to get there. And so the Randall family helped them get to a place where they had all the money they needed for their first year, right? They got a video game scholarship, got basketball scholarships, some other scholarships. And now when they went to school that first year and freshman year, they had all the money there. Then while he was in freshman, he got more scholarships. Now, you know, they've graduated debt free. Then I have another young lady. She came to a live event I had in Boston. Her and her husband were about to take out this parent student loan for their child, this big student loan. She came into our session in Boston, sat down. I gave them some information, and they didn't have to take out their big scholarship because they had the roadmap of me showing them how to do that. And so my recommendation is, this is great, especially for parents who have kids from the sophomore year in high school to the first year in college, right? So sophomore year in high school, first year in college, those families, hey, got a free workshop this weekend, KantisSimmons.com kantis.com/scholarship, where I give some details on that. And then
scholarship or
scholarship.
with the N?
No S.
Okay, we got to edit that. We'll
Yep,
edit it.
kantissimmons.com/scholarship. I think I have it here on my screen as well, too.
Oh, yeah. Look at you. Wait a minute, friend. Look, I know you. Why you got us playing? We could have just been using your stuff.
Yeah. So, kantissimmons.com/scholarship. And we'll be there live. And then in September 11th through October 30th, for those 8 weeks, we're helping families, walk out that roadmap. Now, here's the crazy thing, not crazy thing, but October 1st is a big day. October 1st is a big day because that is when the federal government opens the doors for families to apply for FAFSA. FAFSA is a free application of federal student aid. And I encourage every family, every student to apply for FAFSA. The doors open October 1st. And what that's going to do, based on your money, based on your resources, they're going to give you and let you know, based on, your assets and your income, how much money is available to you and your family to be able to, get some federal aid to pay the big college tuition bill. So I explained that on our workshop this weekend, kantissimmons.com/workshop. And when we open the doors for our boot camp in September, the goal is to help these families. Spacita is a personal vision of mine to help 1,000 families actually go to school absolutely free. That's a personal vision that I have for myself, and we're working towards it. I've helped a lot of families do that right now, and I want to help some more. So we are super passionate about this thing, and I appreciate being on here with you because money is a big thing. Like think about this, Spacita. If you have college debt going into a relationship with a mate, now you got debt in that family. Now you're trying to work a job, like you said something earlier. You was making $30,000, but you got $26,000 scholarship debt. How can you play catch up when now you got a house, you got a car, you got gas, but you got your mama ain't paying your bills now and you got a full-time job, right? So you got to figure that thing out. But what if we could actually minimize the college debt? I know people right now who have $300,000 of student loan debt. Doctors, lawyers.
Yes.
But they don't think about a strategy on how we're going to pay this thing back. And so now it becomes a generational thing.
Didn't work out.
Yep. In some kind of way, we've been, I don't say brainwashed, but we've been brainwashed to say, hey, college is the key to success. I don't necessarily agree with that. Education is the key to success. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that because I know a lot of people who are college dropouts that will be considered successful. And I think what we have to realize is that education is amazing. College is amazing. But you, as the individual, you're the key to success. So how you use your education, how you use your college degree, how you use your money, how like there's a whole strategy around some of my other friends. They will actually take out a student loan debt, take out a student loan. And then they will actually they have another interest-bearing account so that will grow a lot faster than the student loan debt, or that interest and the return from that interest-bearing account. Guess what? They take that money now to pay the student loan off. So they never have to use their own money to pay the student loan bill. Did you get what I just said?
Okay. Say it again.
All right. So we got a student loan, right?
Yes.
So take out a student loan. We pay the college bill with the student loan. Now, family have an investment account. In an investment account, you put money into an investment account, and that money grows a lot faster based on the interest rate over 45 years. So now, when the student graduates, they take the money out of the investment account to knock out the student loan bill.
Got it. Okay. I love it. That's a wealthy
We
habit.
don't talk about that in some of our families, and that's why I
We
say
don't.
conversations are so important that we make sure we got to train and teach our students and have these conversations so that we don't go like college is big business, right?
Mm-hmm.
College is big business. And the reason I say that is, they've been around for years. They've been around for ages. They're not going anywhere. And the beautiful thing about it is, think about it. We have individuals now who are working full-time jobs. And what do they say in corporate America sometimes? They say, well, if you want a promotion, you may need to go get another degree. So you work on a full-time job, then the corporation will actually pay for your college degree to get some more training, where they tell you, okay, with this more training, now it's going to move you up to another level. But guess what? The college just got paid again by offering this corporation a deal to now get another student in college. Right? So colleges are doing big business. And as come on, McDonald's doing big business, Verizon doing big business. Everybody doing big business. And the idea is that you have to be wise. You have to be wise as you're going through and understanding big business and being wise as a family to make sure you have the resources to pay the big college tuition bill.
Look, I love this message that we've had today. And, one of the biggest things that you just said was, you know what? I know people who are successful who actually dropped out of college. We know people who are successful, like yourself, myself, who actually went to college. College is not the formula. And I want to say that. And I'm not saying I want my kids to go to college, or actually, I just want my kids to just be great citizens. Because to be honest with you, in this information age that we're in, the same books that are available to the college professors and the college students are in the library. So the knowledge that you need or that you want is all in a book. So the college gives us a certification that we actually supposedly read the books, unless you like me and you believe C's make degrees. But other than that, the knowledge is in the books. And so
using school.
Or you could play your A game and know what to use. What age does that start? Because somebody asked us, and I put in the comment, is it you?
Actually,
and
I've used it. I write in a way where a study habit is a study habit, whether you're in elementary school, middle school, high school, or college. And I initially wrote the book from middle school to college, but I have some parents, 6th graders, 3rd graders reading these books. And listen, if you can read and get it, you can read. It's all applicable, because what I really do is I believe that study skills become study habits. Yes. If you have the wrong study skills become study habits. Yes, study skills become study habits. If your study skills are off, then they will turn into a habit. For example, how many times people study in the bed? Spicita, we know the bed is only made for a few things: sleeping and married people, right? And so the whole idea is, why are you studying in the bed? But what has happened now, you get in the bed as a child and try to study and read, what's going to happen most of the time?
You're going to go to sleep.
In the bed. Right, because the bed is made for sleeping. Right. And so what I do is that I break down all of these type of skills that turn to habits. Like, even a lot of people don't like this, but I say it. I don't like when people study at the kitchen table. Right? What happens at the kitchen table?
Why not?
Because
we eat.
Think about it. We eat, right? So our body is trained. When we sit at the kitchen table, it's time to eat. Check this out, Spicita. I'm not trying to be vulgar. But listen, when your body goes to the bathroom and sees that little porcelain and you sit down, your body knows exactly what to do. Right? Your body knows to release itself when it goes to the toilet. That's how our bodies are trained. And what we do sometimes, we try to have kids study in places like the same place they play a video game is the same place that they're trying to study. And so my advice is to build a study chamber. set up one place in the household where the only thing they do in that place is study. There's not a TV in that place. There's not video games in that place. It's called studying. That's your study location. The bed has a purpose. The sofa has a purpose. The office has a purpose. The bathroom has a purpose. The patio will have a purpose. The driveway have a purpose. But we don't set a purpose for a place for students to study. And I talk about that in Play Your A Game. That's probably why you got C's. That's probably why you got C's in college.
No, I got A's. Let me be clear. I was a National Honor Society student. I was number 9 in a graduating class. And look, I got to college and I got extra social. I'm an enroller. So it's my sophomore year, my junior year in college. So you said adopt some wealthy things and do some things so you could get some money. So what I did was my mama put me in inroads. And so I've been doing college internships since I was 16 years old. That's why I tell people I've been an accountant for 30 years because I started with my first job working at VistaCon, the contact lens place. That was my very first internship at 16. I worked in accounts receivable. So look, I learned in college though about relationships. I didn't drop out. I just fell back. Because some of us drop out and some of us fall back. And what I realized was when I was shaking hands with university presidents across Florida, when I was able to connect and talk to those people and be at the Board of Regents meeting, because I was the representative, the student representative, what I realized was those relationships opened more doors for me than my college grades. Mm-hmm. And I started just showing up just to pass the dang on class. But, I still, God looked out for me. He looked out for fools and babies. Yep. And I don't know which one I was. I think I was a baby back then. But honestly, he really looked out for me because I didn't have a 4.0. I've always been very smart. I had a very smart friend like you in accounting. Mm-hmm. And he was my study partner. Shout out to Andrew. And I met him at KPMG. We both ended up at KPMG. Kantis, this was at a business mixer. I was at KPMG New York. I walked in and I had my little KPMG badge because KPMG is a big 4 accounting firm. Andrew saw me. He looked over Kantis and said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "What you mean? What am I doing here?" He talking about, "You ain't like to study." I said, "But I've always been smart and you helped me pass. So look, I'm here. We here in the same spot." Let me see. So Kantis, what you got to say about that? And then we're going to let you go because let me say this. I'm so appreciative of you coming because I know that you are a busy, busy man. Mm-hmm. And you could have told me no, Spacito, because you call me Spacito. You could have said Spacito, no, I'm busy, but you didn't. And I'm so happy that you came to bless the people. And people, if you want more of what Kantis has, he has book bundles. He goes every month. This is his season. How we have the January through April season. I feel like this is your season. I'm going to make that up and say that, come on now. I got the phone ringing. I'm going to say that this is your season. And this is the time for parents who have sophomores. Even if you have freshmen, I know Kantis, you say you start with sophomore. I'm going to start with my second grader. I'm going to say, read Uncle Kantis' book. And when he see you, he going to be like, "Hey, Uncle Kantis." Right. But I think we can start really early. We had someone in the chat say that they actually wanted to start their young kids that are around my kids' age with your Success program. And, I don't think it's ever too early to build awesome humans. I've been trying to do that my whole life because, at the end of the day, there's this evolution of life that I've realized. As my mom had an ailment and my grandfather, he's 93 years old, that we're all going to age. Mm-hmm. And these same kids are going to be the people that are making decisions for us and on our behalf. So I think it's very, very important and to me that we create humans that we trust their decisions. They're going to make great decisions and they're going to be great leaders. And so I think that you make a very wonderful point that a wealthy have it for me is to have good grades, because that shows that you have the ability to do it, and to have great study habits, right? So you can be a have and not a have not. That's my tagline. To develop wealthy habits so that you can get wealthy habits and be a have and not a have not. Friend, what do you have to say to the people before we let you go?
I love those habits that you just mentioned, and I would add one to it. Get in the habit of searching for money for college, right? Get in the habit of, wealthy people, they understand money, they understand the money game. And I want to say to your people, let's have the habit of finding money for college. And if I can help you, if I can be of any help to you, then of course, KantisSimmons.com/scholarship, KantisSimmons.com/scholarship. Spicy, I'm just absolutely thankful that, you've always supported me. And I've tried my best to support you, but I love that we have this platform where now we can help other families develop these habits so they don't end up like more of these 92.8 million Americans that are in the student loan debt. So I appreciate you for having this conversation. And if there's any way that I can continue to help you and your people, hey, just let me know, and I appreciate it.
You are my go-to guy. Thank you for being awesome, Kantis. Hey, y'all, this has been Mr. Kantis Simmons. You can go to KantisSimmons.com. He has a lot of swag there. Kantis, I would love to have you back because I believe in just developing awesome humans. I think your parents have done a wonderful job with you. I love them. I love y'all.
I got a lot of whoopings.
Yeah, you know what? Your dad, and let me say this. I don't know, so I'm here in my office now. And, Mr. Simmons, if you watch this, I want to tell you thank you too. My first office had no furniture. And Mr. Simmons, at that time, he was I think he was doing door-to-door something. And he had ran across a furniture sale, and he literally went and got this furniture for me, brought it to my Camp Creek location, and I still got those chairs. They're now in my Airbnb. They're not here at this office, but you and your family have been a part of my story as an entrepreneur. Thank you for your love and support over the years. Thank you for just being you and giving your gift to the world. And, until next time, friend, I'll see you in church. Y'all, Kantis is a choir director at The World Changes Church. Okay.
Why you telling all my business? Hey,
I'm sorry. I won't tell no more. Bye, y'all.
That's fine. Hey, I love you.
All right, y'all. Until next time, I am Spicita Jackson, the accountant that you love. We would love to have you work with us. Go to accountantthisway.com. You want to see Kantis next month, and actually it's in a couple of weeks. You can go to KantisSimmons.com/scholarship. My name is Spicita Jackson. For many of you who don't know me, maybe this is your first time, I do this every week. Every week I go live with my coffee, and you can join my group, Business Convos and Coffee. Linktree me. My podcast is coming soon, Wealthy Habits. So you can get wealthy habits and be a have and not a have not. Go to xfinancialcpa.com, Accountant This Way. I'm Spicita Jackson, where we're helping entrepreneurs know the problem, solve the problem, and live in the solution that leads you to your unlimited life. Until next time, y'all. Bye.
Hey, what's up? Kantis Simmons here. Hopefully you are blessed. Hopefully you are receiving this message, feeling really good about yourself and your family. I just want to let you know that in a few days, I'm going to be opening my virtual doors to host a free live training called Pay for College with Scholarships. Now, if you've ever heard my story, you know that I'm irrationally passionate about helping students, parents, and families find the money they need for college. It's about $41,000 per year, about $200,000 over the next 45 years to pay the big college tuition bill. So I'm hosting a free workshop that's going to be designed to help parents stay out of student loan debt and all the student loan traps. Number one, and I'm going to be showing you how you can maximize the money that you get from the government in the form of financial aid. And then lastly, I'm going to spend some time helping you locate and land college scholarships. So I'm going to be having this workshop. It's going to probably be about 90 minutes to 2 hours long, where I'm personally inviting you to show up. You know, if you are a parent of a student that's going into college, or maybe you are a parent of a student that's currently in college, or maybe you're a student yourself and you're looking for money to pay the big college tuition bill. Well, I would love for you to click the link down below. Go ahead and register for this upcoming virtual workshop. Now, if you've already registered and you're already on board, listen, I look forward to seeing you live. Yes, live in this workshop. And I want to make myself available to help you as much as possible with a roadmap so you can pay the big college tuition bill. And hopefully we can do it all on scholarships. So click the link down below. I look forward to seeing you on the workshop. Don't miss it. You'll see the date, you'll see the time, you'll see the virtual link. Jump on in, log in, and I'll see you there. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.